Hey YouTube, Steve here from Vegas Westside Shooters, and I'm really excited to be shooting this video. This is the unboxing and first go around with my new Sig P226 Legion 9mm single action only. I had a lot of trouble finding this thing. I went to at least 7 local gun stores that carry Sig. Nobody had the Legion P226 in single action only, or they got them in and sold them right away. And so I went on gunbroker.com and I actually located one from a place called Selway Armory in Montana. I bid on it, I won the bid, and it showed up today. So I'm super excited. I'm going to open this up and we'll take a look. It comes with, of course, the necessary lock that nobody ever uses. Comes with the owner's manual, which seems to cover a whole bunch of Sig models. It comes with a couple of stickers and a decal for the car. If you're into that sort of thing, you like to put stickers on there. It comes with the Legion sign up. As a Sig Legion gun, you can sign up for the Legion Club, whatever that gets you. For this one, it actually gets you a hard box to store the gun in, although it comes in a plastic box that's lockable, and my understanding is the hard box that comes doesn't even have a handle, but we'll see when it shows up. It also comes with 3 magazines, 2 extra magazines and 1 in the gun. It's wrapped in plastic, and it has a chamber flag inserted already. I just, this gun has been beat to death on the internet. There's a zillion and a half reviews on it. You can look it up, you can see articles, you can see all the features and everything that it has. But the ones that drew me to this, number one, the grips. Everybody talks about how great the grips are, and I got to say they really feel solid and nice. It's got an extended beaver tail that I really like because I've had a couple of slide bites from the Glock, so I'm pretty happy to have that extended beaver tail. The biggest thing about this gun, which makes the biggest difference between the regular P226 and the Legion, is the trigger. This is a trigger that was designed by Bruce Gray of Gray Guns, who's a very, very well-known gunsmith, and he did the trigger design for this. It's a flat-face trigger, and everybody all over YouTube and the internet talks about how fantastic this trigger is. It's supposed to be super crisp with a real short reset. So we'll test that out in a minute and see what we think. And then it's got a few other features like the coating, this photovoltaic vapor deposition coating that makes it this gray. That's supposed to be a really fantastic coating. It has the undercut trigger guard. It has checkering on the bottom and the front of the trigger guard. It has an ambidextrous safety that's really important to me as a lefty. The other thing that I noticed is that it seems to have this little plate here, which is the other side of the magazine release, and generally when they have that, it means the magazine release is reversible. So I'm going to look into that because if it is, I'd love to reverse it. As a lefty, I prefer to do that, although I can certainly release the magazines with my index finger when I'm shooting. I'm going to get it cleaned up a little bit. I'm going to get out my Lyman trigger gauge, and we're going to test out the trigger. So stick with me. All right, we got it cleaned up here. We're gonna test the trigger pull with the Lyman digital gauge here. Let's see what we got. 3 pounds 12 ounces. Let's try it again. £4 8 ounces. £3 12 ounces. So 3.5 to 4.5 pounds trigger pull. Remember, it's single action only, so there's no double action on this. But I will tell you, it certainly is it's a flat face trigger. It feels good. There's a minimal amount of take up, and then an incredibly crisp pull. And then let's see about the reset. I mean, that's just amazing. It's almost an immediate reset. It's clearly audible and palpable, and then it's just a smooth, crisp pullback. I'm gonna have to say that trigger alone is worth the upgrade. Luke, come on over here and feel this. See what you think. Let's get your opinion on this trigger here.
Yeah, very little take up. It just feels very, very crisp, very nice, very smooth going. I really like it.
Yeah, I mean, for an out-of-the-box gun, there's no gritty feeling. There's no creep. It's just a crisp, wonderful trigger. So I cannot wait to get this bad boy out to the range. We'll see how these Sig X-ray sights go in daylight, and we're gonna put it through its paces tomorrow morning at the range. So hopefully you'll stick with us. Shooting the Sig P226 Legion SAO. First shots right out of the box. All I did was clean it. Using Arms Core 115 grain 9mm ammo.
Oh.
What happened?
Malfunction.
Malfunction. Okay. Release the magazine. Let's clear it. Did you release the magazine or not?
No.
Release the magazine.
No, that's not how you clear these. It's a double load.
A double feed, you mean?
Double feed,
Yeah, you release the magazine.
You can't.
We had a double feed. Not that uncommon on a brand new gun. We got that malfunction cleared. Luke's going to finish off that magazine. Okay, slide. Is it another malfunction?
Yep.
All right, let's. Huh?
The brass nut stuff.
Brass got stuck there. Let's see. Okay, let's clear that. Ready? Okay. My first shots with the Sig. No malfunctions, no problems. Luke's going to shoot this is 84 grain lead-free round nose bullets from Ventura Munitions. Luke's going to shoot those in the Sig, and let's see how that runs. Shooting the steel at around 10 yards.
Brass. Or it's a double. Brass got stuck.
It's a failure to eject. Yeah, so that one, high brass, you don't have to drop the mag, just rack it.
And it was a double feed?
And a double feed, okay. Okay, so lock the slide back. Okay, drop the magazine. Reload the magazine. Yeah. All right, this is me shooting the 84 grainers to see if there's really an issue with the ammo and the gun, or if there's a technique thing going on here. Range is hot. thing on that one is the slide did not lock back on an empty magazine. I'm going to shoot now with the Arms Corps 115 grain ammo in the Sig with a little bit of a revised grip here.
The slide did not lock open again.
Okay, the slide didn't lock open, but we didn't have any malfunctions. So we're back from the range with the Sig Legion 226 single action only, and a couple of comments I'd like to make. I mean, this gun's already been beat to death on YouTube, including the ignominious performance with Tim from the Military Arms channel, where he drug it through mud and sand and it utterly failed, and the inexpensive Eric's Rec Zero kicked its butt. However, that aside, I can tell you that the Eric's Rec Zero does not have a trigger like this thing does. So a couple of things we noticed from our range session. Number one, which is to me is the most important, this is a full-size double-stack pistol with a pretty big grip. And Luke has much smaller hands than I do, and I think he had a hell of a time getting a consistent grip on it, and I think that's what caused the failures. I didn't have a single failure in this gun. I probably fired off 60 of the, let's see, we fired off 4 boxes, so we fired off around 100, let's call it 125 rounds, and I fired off 75 of the 125 rounds, and I didn't have a single failure. Luke fired off about 50 of the rounds and probably had 5 to 6 failures total, and I'm pretty confident it had a lot to do with his grip. In the end, when we modified his grip a little bit, he stopped having failures altogether. So I don't blame the gun at all for that. One thing I do blame the gun for is we did try to sight it in, and it is definitely shooting to the right and low. The point of impact is probably at least 6 to 8 inches to the right and a couple of inches low of what we're firing. And so I brought it back, and I gave the rear sight a little tap with a drift punch, and I'm hoping that corrects it. There is a tool you can purchase from Sig for adjusting the rear sights, and it is $215 on Sig's website. And I thought, you know, I'm going to give it a whirl myself before I go plopping $215 more just to adjust the sights that should have been adjusted right out of the box. So long and short of it is, I really enjoy shooting this pistol. I think it has, I love the feel of the grip. I think it has a fantastic trigger. I think the sights are really eye-catching and easy to see, and I'm really hoping that my little tap fixed the problem, and I don't have to get an adjustment tool or keep adjusting it. I think the the color is pretty cool, the gray color, but I don't really care that much about color about pistols. I think the function was excellent. The magazines were fine. It came with 3 15-round magazines, which in this day and age seems to be pretty rare. And overall, I just think it's an awesome pistol. So I'm going to be shooting this in IDPA. Hopefully, if I can get a holster, I'll be shooting it a week from tomorrow and see how that goes. But for right now, I'm going to say Merry Christmas to me.